Good morning. Nothing special to see, really. My voice as usual. I'm prompted to make this video because something a bit disturbing happened to me today. But I try to learn from these experiences and take the positive things out of them, so that I can pass it on to others. One thing is that, and it's kind of like many of us already know this. There's a lot of people out here that will say things about our community, black community, and there's very few that will actually do things in the black community. And some of these people are very close to you, family members, friends, spouses, what have you, business partners even, it doesn't really matter. But there's people around you that will talk all day about the plight, the plague, the problems, the issues, the persistent pests in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our jobs, our workplaces, and they won't do anything about these people. They won't do anything about these people even head on. They'll just talk about them. They'll vent to you about them. And then, of course, you have those people that will say one or two things and talk about children and how children are not growing up the same way or not growing up right. There's an issue with the way kids are working, the lack of work ethic, so on and so forth. And the point I'm making is these people are not doing anything. And that's what I want to focus on. These people are not doing anything to improve those situations or improve those situations with those people. They're not doing anything for those people in any way, shape, or form. They're not. They're just talking about them. And sometimes, it's even just like, say for instance, not even a kid. And I'll get back on the point, but not even a kid, but somebody that someone you're with. You talk to them and you want them to do better. They want to do better, so on and so forth. They put on a good show. They say certain things, so on and so forth. And then you just watch them. Sit back and watch. See what they do. Observe their actions. Write it down if you need to. But see how that person doesn't do what they need to do to improve their situation, improve their position in life in the long run. And then they will turn around and complain about it. And complain about other people, and they haven't done anything to improve the other people in their lives. Now, I'm not saying you can help everybody. One or two people, either kids, family members, or which can be family members or external, what have you, do Big Brother programs and all this other stuff, through coaching and mentoring and tutoring like I do. So you can help people out there. You just have to be in the right position to do so, which that takes off a lot of other people. In some cases, myself included. I'm in better situations than some, but it can always be better, and I work to improve that. But what I see is that we're not putting the people around us in a better position, but expecting them to help us, or expecting our general society and our general area and space to be better. I mean, it's like if you walk around a community and there's trash everywhere, you complain about the trash everywhere, but you never do anything yourself to clean it up or help those that are cleaning it up. Join the groups that are walking around picking up trash. Join the groups that are in a student's life that's not their own child. I remember hearing this in a panel a while back, where it says you can do something as simple as just, I think it was on BGS. I think it was on BGS's channel. I think, and I could be totally wrong, but a gentleman on there said you could do. Yes, that was it. It was I think it's Bitter Truth YouTube channel, and he said 10 people can get together and sponsor one child from K through 12 into the next level, higher education, college, university, so on and so forth, the technical schools, trade schools, so on and so forth. 10 people can get together and help that child all the way through life. It doesn't have to be much. It could be books, it could be clothes, it could be in terms of shoes and shirts, whatever. It could be tutoring sessions, whether they spend their time on it or they pay for somebody else to do the tutoring sessions. And this could just amount to like literally probably about $100 per quarter for those 10 people. That's $1,000 per quarter for these extracurricular activities, just for tutoring, especially if you can get tutoring in a bulk rate and you have a decent group of people, especially if one of those people that are actually a part of those 10 people are due that group. But my thing is, like, I had this little interaction today, and there was more to it, but I gotta, like, I gotta figure that out a little bit and talk with that person a little bit more. But what's killing me is that not only was I like this, but you start to see more and more people around you that continue to be like this, and they don't do anything. They don't do anything to make the situation better whatsoever. They don't try and improve. They don't try and improve the lives of the people around them by doing simple things. For instance, my girl, she wants to do t-shirt design, and I'm trying to help her with business and stuff like that. And there's just some stuff I don't know. Like, it's just like, I don't know. And I'm always like, hey, listen, you need to look this up. I could point you in the right direction, blah, 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 blah. So I said, it hit me in my head. I had gotten this, I recently just got a gift card from a customer. I think it was on Thursday. Went to his site, and he gave me my Christmas gift card, which is like $100 gift card. And I was like, oh crap, thank you so much. And I took that and I bought 8 courses on Udemy at $11.99 a piece. All right, so that got me to, I think it was $10.99 or $11.99 or a mixture of the two. And that got me to about right under $95, or they got me right under $96. So then I bought those 8 courses, and I was like, you know what? I should buy a course for my girl. And I was being stingy, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to just use this whole gift card, most of this gift card for those courses. And then I used the other $5 for something I couldn't find on YouTube for free. It was like $4 for some Ghost in the Shell show. And you could only find it on iTunes. So I was like, I bought it there. And I think, actually, it's funny because I think I'd already watched it, so I wasted that money in a sense almost. Anyways, and then I said, you know what, screw it. I believe in getting a gift any and every day. Getting something for your significant other any and every day. Doesn't matter. I don't need a special day. I don't need Christmas. I don't need Kwanzaa. I don't need a high holy day or anything else to get this person a gift. I don't need Valentine's Day. I don't even need their freaking birthday. I don't need none of that. I think about it, I get it, and that's it. Right? That's just how I operate. That's why I don't really believe in a lot of these, I don't believe in these holidays. They're bullshit to me. So what I did is I bought her a course, and it was about, starting your own fashion design thing. So I went ahead, I said, hey, listen, go ahead and create an account with this website, and then go ahead and buy this course. Here's my credit card. And she gets the course, and then she starts learning immediately, taking notes, so on and so forth. And I say, hey, listen, you can look at this anywhere you want. You can look at it on your phone, so on and so forth. And you can share it with your friends and all that. So we talked about certain things, and then I said, hey, listen, maybe you can take this information, but, just try and learn every time. So it's not that, it's not I have my girl come over and we just be fucking, watching movies, and I'm rubbing on her ass and all. No, and sucking on titties. No. There's no point in having somebody that you can just do. I can do that with any chick. Any chick. I can buy that. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. And I've told her, I was like, listen, I've done that before. Like that, I don't know what to tell you, but I've done that shit before. I'm not gonna hide this shit from you. And it's about building the person that's next to you, that you want to be next to you. And again, this goes back to exactly what I was saying. Building the people that are going to be beside you in society. I'm trying to build a legacy at the school I used to go to. If I come in there and give back to these kids and then put it in their head that they need to come back and give back, then we can turn the school into a powerhouse. But it takes that it takes that idea, and it takes that thought process, and it takes that mindset of legacy building for that to actually happen. And a lot of people, again, will talk about it, but they're not doing it. They're not about it. And that's the part that kind of really gets me, because now we're looking at a society that's all fucked up, and all we are just we're just echoing the same things. We're just echo chambers. We just keep on talking about it over and over and over again. We find YouTube channels, we find blogs, we find news articles and statistics and all this other thing and all these other things that repeat the same exact things, the same exact problems that we have. And then we just echo those things, and then they echo it back to us. And somehow we feel good because we're talking about it, but we're not doing anything about it. It's so fucked up. It's fucking stupid. And then when you're trying to help somebody has to say some dumbass shit. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't help the person you're trying to help. Doesn't help the person that's even saying it. Then they can't look past the. Again, I got to talk about this. I have to figure this out. I have to actually make sure this is what my line of thought. I could be jumping to conclusions here, but I don't think I'm wrong. But also, there's people out here that are like that. So you could say that, there's a purple elephant out there. In some dimension, it's true. Not that Jurassic, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a fucking problem. We're talking too much and we're not doing shit. So let me end this before I go into the whole repetitive ranting and raving, so on and so forth. Let me tell you what I did today. One of my female athletes, she contacted me. She said, "Hey, coach, I need your help. I need you to tutor me on taking the SAT, ACT or whatever, right?" She said, "Well, listen, I can't do the SAT because I won't get the grades in time. I need to take the ACT." So I was like, "All right, cool." So she comes. I pick her up after I get off of work. Excuse me. I drive down from work, pick her up, and take her to the house, and then actually buy the ACT online prep course, which is about $40. Then I found the prep guide, the 2016, 2017 prep guide, and found that as a PDF because I couldn't log into that online prep course. But I gave her all the credentials so she can log into it herself. She spent about, she was at the house from like 8, and I just dropped her off just at 10 here a moment ago. So she was here for roughly 2 hours. And I was like, "Listen, when you get home, do this." She was like, "Oh, I don't have a computer." And I was like, "Oh, shit. Well, okay. I have tons of, desktops and servers laying around. I can get something up and running." But I had a laptop, an older laptop that I used to use, an i5 that I don't use anymore, and has a touchscreen and everything, real big, a 17-inch, I think about 17-inch monitor. So it's something that I used to use back in the day. Don't use it anymore. So reformatted it real quick with Ubuntu, and I was able to get up and running in minutes, while watching cartoons and shit. Got that up and running for her, put the prep guide on there. I said, "Hey, write down the page that you left off on," and then I copy and pasted all the credentials and put it in a text file, gave it a login information. I said, "Hey, listen, don't let your little brother use this. Don't let nobody else in your house use this. Just use this laptop and study for the ACT." Right? Just use this to study. Don't get it broken, because I'm going to need it back, because I'm going to do something. I'm going to use it for other kids that are going to need it, that I tutor and mentor, right? So it's just these are the things that I'm doing to make improvements. Not a yay, pat on my back, but listen, this is what needs to be done on a consistent basis. Not just, not just coaching, not just mentoring, not just tutoring, but being consistent with all those things, and then adding extra value, and then also adding legacy building on that, on top of that, with just legacy building to add to your mentorship. So they understand that, hey, the person asked me, hey, what are you getting for this? I was like, are you getting paid for it? And I said, no, not in cash. And I said, do I have to get paid to improve is this our mindset? Do we have to get paid to try and improve our communities? And it's just like, do we have to get paid for this? Do we have to have some type of direct benefit to ourselves? Can it be just indirect? Can it just be not even benefit me, but benefit the person that it's gonna benefit the person that the student that I talk to or work with is involved with? It could be their student athlete as they go along. It could be the person that's right next to them. It could be their brother, sister, whomever. It could be even their parents. But I have to get paid for that? And again, no real dirt thrown on this person. But you really have to just you just have to give that person a side eye, because they're not the only one that thinks that way. They're not the only one. And that's the fucked up part about it. Everybody wants to get paid, but nobody wants to do what's necessary to make improvements for their community. You have to get paid for that? And that's the problem with the black community. We're looking for payment. We're looking for payment for something that can't be quantified. We can't just... You can't fathom the actual benefits monetarily, mentally, socially that you're going to get from just improving someone else's life. You can't. It's a human being. That shit is not quantifiable. You can't always get a good number out of it. It's not something that could be put in an algorithm or a linear equation. There's going to be things that you just cannot foresee in all of that. It's not 1 + 1. It's 1 + X = some other shit. I'm trying to sound smart here. Listen, I just want to end it with that. If you want to help somebody, help somebody. You don't have to get paid for it. If you want to make improvements for your society, your community, you're going to have to get out there on a consistent basis and help the people that are around you. And when somebody asks you, what do you get paid in? Let me tell you this. I have a student athlete that I coach. He's a sophomore. He's probably about 16 years old or so. Literally, he's going to be one of my baby monsters here in another couple years. He's probably going to go to a big time school if he can stay healthy, and I hope to God he does. But this week alone, he benched 295 as a 16-year-old, 320-pound child. And I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", or something like that. He's taller than me. Yeah, between 6'1", 6'3". He's about let's say 6'2", 320 pounds, benches 295 pounds, squats 405 pounds, and he was repping that. He had a problem last week when we're doing heavy sets and his back was hurting. I said, you probably need a back brace or a belt. I spent $28, bought him a belt off of the business account, and got it for him. This week he's repping 405. His deadlift, we got to work on that, but he could easily pull a 315, no problem. He's probably about 345 or so. This kid is already smart. He's in the Key Club and all that other stuff. He has a crap ton of hours. And he's one of the kids I don't really have to worry about. he just does what I tell him to, and he makes improvements from that. His discus throw from last year to this year has been an improvement of 6 feet. That's huge. Now, his total discus throw is not that great. But, again, we're working with something here. We're making improvements. His main sport is football. And he's a sophomore. The girl that I just tutored, the reason why I'm so involved in making sure that she gets this extra tutoring that I'm going to be doing from now on, Saturdays and Sundays, as soon as I get off of work in the morning. With her, full ride to FIU, performance-based scholarship. So as she performs, she gets more money, or pretty much she gets more money, and her scholarship gets renewed every year to a D1 school. When I first started with her, she was throwing about 33 feet in shot put. Now she throws about 40. She throws 40 feet at the state level. Got 7th place in the state of Florida for 4A schools in track. So we're split up in 4 different divisions. So 1 through 4A. 4A being the bigger schools that have a larger population. We're 7A in football. So this girl is going places. These are kids that I'm trying to infuse information into to where I can build a legacy. And I say, hey, listen, can y'all come back and mentor the people below you, the people that are coming after you? I want them to do this. And this is just not going to happen by me doing nothing. There's other kids on the team. There's one girl, she's hard of hearing, and she squats probably about 225, and she could be better at her throw. She just has to really work on her form and everything like that. But hopefully, because she's disabled or hearing disabled, that I could possibly get some type of consideration for her, so that she can actually possibly get a scholarship for that. Not sure if that could actually happen. We'll see. But that would be great if I can get her in based off of her track and then some of her grades. You know, another kid, he kind of fell off from sports, but I try to give him a space to where he can come over and get tutored and use my computer so he can make improvements. And all he wants to do is just graduate high school. Like, and of course, all the other countless kids that don't. Those are just the girl and the boy, or the girl that's going to FIU and the boy that I just mentioned. You know, those are kids that actually come over to my house and I tutor them. I let them use my computer, internet access, what have you, help them through problems, answer questions, so on and so forth. The others, I just do coaching and mentoring. Coach them in the sport that I work with them on, and then mentor them and get things in their heads, especially when they're asking questions that they just don't feel comfortable with asking their parent, and they ask somebody else. You already know how that is. Do things to make improvements. I know I said I was going to end this a long time ago, but now it's finally done. I just had to say that because this is just... I don't understand it. I just don't. And it's just bullshit. As always, thank you very much for listening. Appreciate you. Have a good day.